Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching FANTAVISION, and today we're going to be discussing some new information that has come out from the CEO of AMD, Lisa Su, and the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer. Now, both of these people have come out and discussed when the Xbox Series X shortage might end, and unfortunately, it's not looking great. It seems like the consensus is it's going to continue into 2022, and we're not quite sure of when in 2022 it's going to end. The CEO of AMD believes that the chip shortage will continue through the first half of 2022 as it's been, but the second half of 2022 should be less severe, which of course means more chips, more Xboxes, which hopefully means that second half of 2022 will be less severe when it comes to how many Xboxes are out in the market. Phil Spencer told The Wrap, quote, "I think regretfully it's going to be with us for months and months, definitely through the end of this calendar year and into the next calendar year. We're working quite hard to bring them to market, but it's going to be a challenge that we'll work through for quite a while." This quote from Phil Spencer doesn't really give us a whole lot of hope that this is going to be ending in 2022, but I mean, I don't know. It's not like Xbox doesn't want to sell us Xboxes. I'm sure they're doing everything they can to get us the console, but a lot of people out there are thinking, hey, this could be a big ploy from Sony and Microsoft to make it seem like more of a sought-after item and like this thing that everybody has to get, and you have to get it immediately. You can't think about it. And I get that. I get the thought process behind that. But when we look at everything that's been going on during the pandemic and how the chip shortage has affected everything, there was a car shortage. I mean, there was like a tortilla shortage at Chipotle at one point. It's been a crazy supply chain issue throughout this entire thing. And with all these different things breaking down, with factories going on strike, with people just up and quitting, I mean, everywhere, if you look around, is looking to hire new people. And I'm sure these factories are in the same exact situation. So with the chip shortage and the labor shortage, it's not really a big surprise that we're still seeing these systems difficult to find. But again, I want to dispel any of these weird notions. Like I said, I mean, it kind of makes sense. You want to make your product something like a hot commodity. You want to make it something that people want. But guess what? People already want the Xbox Series X. People already want the PlayStation 5. They would have made more supply readily available if that was the case. But the want is there. Now there's the need to provide for the want. Xbox is not making a ton of money off these scalpers. They're losing money. They want people in Game Pass. They want people in that ecosystem spending money, buying digital games, buying physical games, buying controllers, buying headsets, paying for Xbox Live. They want people in their ecosystem spending money. They're not making money off of these scalpers that are sitting on a mountain of Xboxes. They're just not. Microsoft is not doing some crazy scheme to only limit how many systems they're putting out. They're losing money by not being able to get it in every single person's hands that wants one. And the thing is, guys, the news doesn't get better because there are a lot of outlets out there that are saying that this could be going on till 2023. Yeah, Forbes and Bloomberg are both reporting that it could be all the way to 2023 because, man, Toshiba's director, not as optimistic as the CEO of AMD. Toshiba told Bloomberg that, quote, "The supply of chips will remain very tight until September of next year." September. That's the end of next year. We just crossed September of this year. So a year from now, we're still going to be struggling to get chips. So a year from now, companies are going to keep struggling to get chips to create more systems. That's absurd. And that with, quote, "some customers might not being served until 2023. Guys, it's looking grim. I'm not going to lie. I'm normally one of those people that wants to be optimistic that we're almost out of this. And I mean, think about it, 2023. That's crazy. That's like 3 years into the lifespan of this system. We're almost a year into the lifespan. Next year will be 2. 2023, 3 years in. That's crazy, guys. I mean, these systems are around for what? 7, 8 years. So that's almost halfway through the console's lifespan that people are still not going to be able to get it, even if they want it. And this makes me wonder, with all of these delays, is this going to delay the next generation? Are we going to be seeing this generation going on another 3 years, 2 or 3 years, longer than normal because of this? Or are we going to get maybe a delayed upgrade to these systems like we did on the previous generation? Remember the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, those didn't come out too late in the lifespan. I think it was about that midway point. So will that just delay the midway point? Are we going to see the same lifespan of these systems? There's a lot of questions these delays bring with them. This could be a weird future of video games if we're seeing just an even longer lifespan. And the thing is, if graphics cards keep going the way they've been going, where they just keep getting crazier and crazier, and like whenever you buy them the next year, it's this drastic increase of power. I mean, at some point, we're being told that might plateau. We're already seeing that in CPUs, but somehow they're trying to get around that. But with all of these things, I mean, how quickly are these consoles going to be outpaced by computers? Because, I mean, the Xbox One was looking pretty old. When it was at the end of the lifespan, you're like, man, that thing did not age well. I mean, you look at a lot of those older Xbox One games compared to how they run on the Series X, how they run on computers, and you're like, damn, they couldn't even hit 60 frames per second. What are we going to be saying in the future that these systems aren't going to be hitting? I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen consoles difficult to get a hold of. I mean, the Switch was pretty difficult to get a hold of in the beginning. I know the Wii was very difficult to get a hold of. I think the 360 and PS3 also had some difficulties in the very beginning, but if I remember correctly, those cleared up pretty quick. It wasn't years. And again, because of this delay, I'm wondering how many games are going to continue to be on both the last gen and the current gen. Because the last gen is what most people have. Most people have a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We can't get Series X's and PS5s. You can't just walk into a store and pick one up. So with that, I feel like we're still going to be seeing a lot of cross-generational games, and because of that, Sony's plan to charge $10 more for their games might not work out how they planned. We already saw that with the Horizon game. People were pissed, and so they decided, okay, we're going to get rid of that $10 increase and make it a $60 game. How many more games are we going to see that are cross-generational because they can't get PlayStation 5s into gamers' hands? Like I said, it's going to be really crazy to see what happens this generation because it's unlike any gaming generation I've seen so far. So like this video if you guys liked it, and let me know down in the comments how you think all of this is going to impact this generation of games and if it's going to delay the next generation. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody.